In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.
And you are here on our edition, the 30th day of March edition of Between the Lines. Hello, viewers around the world. My name is Mark Godwin, and here in the Milan studio. Between the Lines is our new starters, SSM new starter, and I'm here also with wonderful brother and friend. I like him to do the intro himself. Who's that man there? Who's the man?
Yeah. I'm Dr. Lufemi Obakaron. Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, citizens of the world. Welcome to the most informed, most vibrant platform from the Diaspora.
Nice. Dr. Femi, listen to this. What we do here is not a joke.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I realized, what I've just found out, because there's a way we could check some of the lines where the stream goes to. There's a way you could track, So I found out that some real notable organizations are listening, and also politicians in Nigeria are listening, and many people. So it's not a joke. It's serious, real serious.
I think it's important to also stress this, retrieve this fact that this is not just about information. This is about informed information, and we try and authenticate what we bring out here. Yeah, it might not suit some people. It might suit some people sometimes. But the fact remains the fact. The truth remains the truth. Whatever anybody believes does not mean that it's the truth. But the truth is sacrosanct. Yeah.
Sacrosanct. Now let's start with our president celebrating his 74th birthday, and with what he said. He said he pledged Nigeria will overcome crisis, and he also hopes that we'll overcome all the war bites, the Middle East bite, and he also wants to reassure Nigerians that there are plans to relaunch the military to support people, to support citizens. So let's talk about 74th birthday of our president, Dr. Femi. It's nice to age. It's nice to, we are not 74 yet, and we hope to be. So when we see people getting old and growing, it's a blessing. So it's a blessing to be alive at 74. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a thing to age, and to age responsibly, and to age gracefully. And it is also, it's also important to us to identify the fact that when we age with sense of belonging. So that when we account for our lives, what did we live for? Why am I here? Who have I touched? What's the purpose of God sending me here? Have I achieved that? We should to put our that's why it says to put our heart onto wisdom. When we count our days. So we put our mind and our heart onto wisdom. So count what have we achieved in all these days.
All of this.
And I want to congratulate the president for a great achievement for how far it's been.
How far it's been. Nice. So with those promises he has made, we hope to see a change, Dr. Femi, because Plateau State has imposed a 48-hour curfew in Jos because of all these killings, these deadly attacks. We also had what happened in Kaduna again, Dr. Femi. But before we continue, let's bring the third musketeer. You know, it's like a three musketeers that comes here. So there's a third musketeer. And you didn't read that book, Dr. Femi? You didn't read the Three Musketeers? So the third musketeer is here, and that's Sir George Chukwu. Sir George, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank God. Hi, Dr. Femi, how are you?
Good evening, Sir George.
Good evening. So I'm coming to you from Canada, Toronto, but I'm in a restaurant, so I have to speak a little lower. So I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Oh, it's loud and clear. You're very clear.
Okay, beautiful.
So, Dr. Olufemi, I was talking about the promises the president made. George, our president is 74 years. We just congratulated him now. Dr. Olufemi said some good words there. So, but we're saying he also promises to launch some military support to fight insurgency and all of those things. And we know what happened in Kaduna yesterday evening. And also Jos has imposed curfew because of some deadly attacks too. So what do we want to see with the president's promise? Let's start with George. George, go ahead.
I mean, you see, sometimes when we are in a situation, we continuously forget about the past. Yesterday's dreams are today's necessities. How did this insurgency come to the point where it is so dire right now that these people are so emboldened that you threaten them all you want to, they don't even care anymore? It is simply because of how 8 years of insurgency under Buhari brought this nation to our knees, and we're still kneeling before this insurgency. So what we are saying, the president is doing the best he can. And let me tell you something. I keep on saying this. Left with the president, he would destroy the whole entire thing. But there are complicit. There are people that are doing whatever they can, because number one, they don't want to eliminate these young people. Number two, they feel like the young people, this is part of the what you call the voting class, because these are young people that did not go to school. They are now at the age where they are supposed to be doing things that they have nothing to do. So the president is making promises. If he left with the president, he will make sure that the nation, he desires to do so. But number one is the problems that we are having with the people that are trying to manipulate the situation, the people that are loyal to these young people that are doing these things. So I know, sometimes we feel like, oh, what is he doing? He's promising. He is promising. But also, what if all his promises he means well, but during the operational procedures, within those operational procedures, you see some people that are so sympathetic to the insurgents. So what are you going to do? What is he going to do? Is he going to fire everybody? So, the man is doing the best he can. And believe me, given the opportunity, he will destroy this entire nonsense that is bringing us to our knees and killing people daily. So that's what I see there.
Yes, Dr. Femi, do you believe there are loyalists, there are sympathizers in his government
that are come on.
impeding the progress of taking these guys out? Because it's too much. Do you guys know the amount of people that were killed in Kaduna yesterday?
Let me look at this let me approach this from another angle. The two things. One, the angle is this. Do you think the government is excited about the killings of Nigerians? The answer is no.
No.
Do you think the government will gain from the killing of these people? The answer to is no. then who is gaining from the killings of these people?
Okay.
Who is gaining from this news, the negative news that's going out? Yeah, the people that don't want Nigeria to move forward. And these things, look at this. Someone said, and go and look at this record. As election comes closer, there'll be more and more of these attacks. Why? Because some people will just want to use this as a canon, as a platform to attack government. Go and look at the records of Nigerian politics in the past, since 2003, when this Boko Haram crisis started. Every election cycle, you will see more of these attacks. Why? Some people see that as an avenue to make money. So that's why I cannot answer the fact about people in government. People in government does not mean that political members of the party or political members of the government. Some people in the civil service make so much money for me. I'll give you an example of one. That was I'll give you an example. There was an incident on a program I won't mention because I don't want to do advert for a program in Nigeria. A guy was brought to he was kidnapped for 34 days. In the course of that, in Odo State, he was either Odo or Ekiti State. I think Odo State. He was for 34 days. By the time the kidnappers got in charge and all this, the Ondo State government got involved in order to support the family towards releasing this man. But he was kidnapped with some people from his farm, from the farm. He was a farm manager. The driver was killed, and somebody else was killed, and they took some of them, and the other were being released. Do you know that somebody when government released some money to support the release to get the boy released from the the kidnappers knew the amount of money the government released. The kidnappers knew the amount of money. So there was somebody inside government, inside the civil service, that was giving them the information. That is one. Secondly, when the real money was released to the woman whose farm they kidnapped for, the woman did not release the total amount of money. So the man was held for more days. The one was held for more days until the family raised money. The woman collected the money for the government. The government gave to support the release. The woman did not give the money. They were begging the woman. The woman was making it as if it was because the government will not come out to say they gave money. So the woman was pretending as if she gave her own money for the release of this guy until this guy got the money. And let me tell you, the government gave 26 million to release this guy. Do you know how much the woman gave to the family? 8 million. So she pocketed the rest of it with it. So people in government, some people in government who are in civil service, who are around the government, are using this as also so when you see this insurgency, and you know that money will come for support, money will come for relief, money will come for, so they have some people will sponsor it, so that people will be killed, so that relief fund will come, they will make money from it, they will buy net for IDP camps. So when people are killed, the money comes into this for. So when you look at it from the political perspective alone, and you don't look at people, even in government, some people that you talk to daily,
gaining from this.
I know they are gaining from it. They are gaining from it. Some people have turned into business inside the civil service.
Okay. Now, let's also follow up with what some of the statement George made. George also said the president is ready to do something, but he can't because But George, why will you have a leader that he says he wants to do something, but he's not able to do it? I mean, that's no leadership. I mean, it's a mockery of leadership. It's a mockery of leadership. Why will you want, when you have all the power, you have everything at your disposal, the army, the navy, the everything. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? George, I think it's your network there. So, Dr. Olufemi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, on the point of the president wanting to do something, yes, and is not able to do that, I want to disagree with George on that. Now, the president personally will not go onto the field and go and do the military work. And if you notice something now, most of these attacks are soft targets where the army has done the sweep and gone further. They will come behind and come and do the attacks, and that is strategic. That is strategic. It comes back to the fact that some people are involved in it, and the fact that the president wants to do the president is one person. The army is an entity. Security is local. Security is local. Some people are saying that, oh, let's arm ourselves, let's protect ourselves. The best way to protect yourself is community policing.
And that is being
state police
in the process now. It's in the process now.
State police and community police. For example, whatever happened in Jos, if the thing is happened is let's say Lafayette local government, and that attack, the Lafayette local government has a police headquarters with a commander with his artillery there. So they'll be responsible if there is no repel of those attacks because they are within the locality. Yeah. So they are. So if they now want reinforcement, they can call the reinforcement from the central police in Jos to come and help them to repel the attack. And that is what local policing will bring. Also, they will also have trace. They will have vigilante groups that they will be working with, and therefore community will be secured. Even before those attackers begin to have maybe they are sniffing around, they know. Because security vigilance will be local, and we are seeing some same people around the community who are on bikes, so they can begin to walk around that. That is where we begin to secure. We cannot expect somebody from Abuja to secure in Katangura to secure.
Dr. Femi, let me give you a funny story. This is real. Something with the local policing and security, local security. Back in the days, in the early 90s, my community then in Nigeria, Lagos, around Ikeja, we decided to do our own local vigilante group because of, you remember that time? Everybody
I remember those days. The armed robbers, when the armed robbers were rampant.
Now, do you know that I headed my street local vigilante, and we worked. We were, we'll rotate. Today, these people will come. Tomorrow, another group. And we're doing that just to keep our street safe. Now, guess what happened? One day, these armed robbers came before night. They came in the midday, like around 6, and they came to our house, and they were looking for me because I was.
Now you are the head of security.
They were looking for me. So they came, they stole, they broke things, TVs, our gadgets, they scattered the whole house. They came in big number. So they were looking for me. So nobody could identify, nobody wanted to tell them that this was me, but they held me, but they didn't know it was me, but they came for me because I was heading. So one problem, why I'm saying this is one problem all of these things will have is arms, equipment for work, and things to go do the job well. And
I will give you my personal experience. I'll give you my personal experience. When also in the early 90s as well, I used to live in Akoka around University of Lagos. The street is in an estate. It's called Community Road. It's behind Unilag. So I used to live in that estate where we had our own vigilante thing like that. Now we had several attacks because the end of the street ends into the swamp. So the armorers come on boat and come and raid, and where big civil servants were living on those streets, and it was like an extension of Ikoyi on mainland. Big men were living, so they were raiding us. So you know what we did? We all put money together, and somebody gave a land because they raped, they went to the house, they raped our daughters, they did every massive. This is a big woman. I will keep the name because she is a big woman. So you know what? The woman gave a land. We built a police station. We equipped the police station. the community bought a pickup van for the police, and the police from Sabo gave us policemen there. They would go into those areas, shoot into the air, and then go back. Do you know what that was the end of the robbery attacks? There was a time they came. That's why they came. They met fire for fire. The policemen killed about 3 of them, and that was the end of it. What I'm saying is this: that policing in that city ended armed robbery attacks on that road, because what we did was we invest, because we were victims. We invested in that, and that worked.
The investment you did, that's why I'm trying to come with my story. You see, when things are not really readily available to those security men, it's a problem. So this is one thing that should be looked into as the process of state policing should go into. And when those arms are also distributed, they should have a control over it. You know, it could go to the wrong hands too.
Yes, of course.
So there are rudiments around this whole thing too. It's not just it won't just be smooth sailing, and there are issues around it. Thank you very much, Dr. Femi. Dr. Femi, let's run through. Dr. Femi, it looks like I said that last time. You said it's not true, but it looks like APC is becoming a one-party state in our country. Listen to why I said this. I know you're going to give your reasons. Number one is today, INEC has recognized a Wike-backed PDP leadership. And we know that Wike is just, we don't know where to put him, but he's for Tinubu. So an INEC recognizing his own fraction of PDP leadership, that means APC is taking over all of those PDP voting winning states they used to have. APC will run it through now. Also, hear this. Imagine the ADC chairman's daughter now have become a leading, she's taking a leadership role in the Tinubu's campaign for 2027. All of this sounds crazy. I mean, I can't tell me. So this is just like one party state.
Can I ask you, because you keep on throwing that word, one party state. What does one party state entail?
Okay.
I'm asking you, what does one party state entail?
Well, it entails a lot. It's just, I'm using the word one party state, not that it will be like, well, so you have not answered the question. Monopoly of
it
voters.
It is not monopoly. It is not monopoly. Don't use the word monopoly.
Okay.
One party state means that there are no other registered political party in a country or in a state, but one party. Yes. Every other people fall under that flag or one party. No other party contests election on the party. Now listen, in 2027, was it 2027 or 2011? When Jonathan was coming for his own election, I think it was 2011. 2011.
Yes.
Almost everybody endorsed Jonathan. Even AD under Bola Ahmed Tinubu endorsed Jonathan. They just put a figurehead there to say, "Oh, we didn't know that, so we should have a candidate." They didn't even campaign. Adiola was a presidential candidate. Mr. Adiola of I think it was of GTB was a presidential candidate. And it was just a figure. It was just like a figurehead to just put there. But they didn't even campaign. They didn't even put they put posters. They didn't even have a rally for them. Why? Because they endorsed. Even Fashola, what's called Wike was doing now. That was what Fashola was doing at rallies. We're talking about Jonathan, but we're talking about vote for AD at governorship level and local government. But presidency, it was Fashola. Because I remember in VGC when I was voting, that was what we all did, because it was order from above. What I'm saying is this: when you have a leadership that does not, that the other leader cannot lace his shoes, others will see that it's a folly to begin to support these people. These are people that have failed Nigeria when opportunities come, when Nigeria was rich and buoyant, and they messed us all up. Atiku was the vice president of Obasanjo. They fought throughout the tenure. And secondly, he was the chairman of privatization of Nigerian enterprises. It's a mess. He even came up and said that he said 16 billion naira dollars for electricity and didn't show. So all these things are there. They want to contest election. David Mark was Senate president for 12 years, and nothing to show for it from people of Niger State. So when we talk about this and others, and the Alele Shola was a boy, he's now a man. All of a sudden, is the Judas of Yoruba politics. So everybody knows the antecedent. I don't want to talk about Peter Obi because I don't want to go there. So what I'm talking here is that when they see on the board that the opposition see that there is no point in doing this, so why do we now to put that presidential election is not a cheap, is a process. It is not a cheap process. So when they see that this is a loss, they will not put their hand into it. They contest. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was contesting as an opposition to for 2023. The government of the day did not want him. The government of Buhari did not want him back. Buhari was trying to be neutral, but people inside his government do not want him back, or don't want him there. So you could see they worked against him. They changed the naira. They did everything that will work against him. He became president. Now, as an incumbent, you want to contest against him. And now with 31 governors, 32 governors, because Alex Oti has declared for him. So where else do you want to come into?
Alex Oti has declared for him. Anyway, what we want is good governance. What we want is progress also in our country. So anyhow it could be derived. Let's go. But these strange occurrences make it look somehow, you know.
But let me burst your bubble on. Let me burst your bubble on this issue of one part. Let me burst your bubble on this.
Okay.
Now there's a good side to this. Everybody's in APC. Do you know that when one thing about Bola Ahmed Tinubu is that he's so strategic. By the end of this election 2027, you will see his influence on governors. You will see his influence, because now he needs them to get into a second term. That's why when he gets into a second term, you will see his influence on governors. And that was because when he has a blueprint, anybody that does not work with that blueprint will be kicked out. Like Ambode was did. What happened to Ambode? If you don't work with the blueprint, you will be kicked out. They will press button for you in your state, you'll be kicked out. Because the thing is this, Nigeria must survive. The man does not need anybody's money. The man wants to make a name. You know one of the things he said? He said, Awolowo died. A lot of people that did not know Awolowo when he was alive are still talking about Awolowo. I want to be bigger than Awolowo. I want to be bigger than Awolowo. That's his ambition. And when he wants to be bigger than Awolowo, he wants to make landmark changes in Nigeria. And he wants to do that. So all these governors that are doing all those, especially some people say I don't talk about my governors, the governor of my state. I have a I want to bear in mind because we're online. I have an irresponsible governor in my state, governor of Ogun State, the irresponsible governor of Ogun State, Eleyo of Ogun State. So he has nothing to offer the people of Ogun State. He's an APC governor. We attack him all the time, but we don't go on national media. But in Ogun State, we give him Basbos. He wants to go to Senate. We are denying him the ticket. We are denying him the ticket because he did not perform.
These 8 years, he didn't do much.
He's irresponsible. I don't want to use the word useless.
Well, he brought you guys airports. There's airports.
Airport. Who is going on the airport? Him and his squad. Lagos, how many minutes is Shagamu to Lagos? 45 minutes. I want to go by air. How many minutes?
But airport could be.
It's a cargo. Listen, it's a cargo port. airport. It's a cargo airport. One. Secondly, how many airlines land there? Except only one airline lands there. So if only one airline lies there, so why would I go and take everything in there when I can get on 4-5 flight to Abuja from Lagos? Lagos to Abuja now, if I go Lagos to Abeokuta on the train, it's cheaper for me to go by road. So why will I do that? I go on the train, I leave my car in Abeokuta, get on the train to Ikeja, get on the plane and go to, instead of going to Shagamu. There's no train in Shagamu. I'll go to Shagamu. I drive my car to the station, park my car here, pay for a whole day, get on the train. From the train, it takes me to Ikeja. From Ikeja, I'll take Uber of 2,000 naira to inside the plane, into the airport, local airport. I go to Abuja and come back and go and collect my car. Why would I drive to Shagamu to go and to do that when I know that I have only one option of a flight?
What this means is they should be more strategic in the routing and bringing more airlines into the place. Because
nobody wants to come there. He built it for himself. He built it for himself. Like, that's not what Ogun State need. That's not what Ogun State need. I'm also left some uncompleted road works, uncompleted projects. This man, because he has personal issues with Amosu, the man did not touch those projects. Uncompleted, fantastic projects. Even inside the Jebu, inside Jebu, his region, Amosu did not complete some projects in the region. This man did not touch it because Amosu started those projects. That is how irresponsible man is. You see, do you know? Let me also tell you, do you know the man does not sleep in Abeokuta?
Are you serious?
The man sleeps in his a personal house in Ijebu. He does not sleep in his state house. He goes by chopper. So this kind of people are the one we are going to weed out in 2027. This is generation, and now he wants to be senator.
He has done his 2 terms, so
he wants to be senator. That's why we are waiting for him.
Okay,
we are waiting for him.
But you people would have struck him when he was coming for the 2nd term.
No. The thing is that's why Emilio Khan came. Do you know Emilio Khan was about him, not about Tinubu? People were shouting Emilio Khan. Emilio Khan was about that man. That man was working against Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023. He was working. Meanwhile, it was Bola Ahmed Tinubu that made him. Because Amosu did not want him to come in. Amosu and his boys do not want him in APC. But he has one way or another got the ticket of APC through Oshibaju. No, because he had got the ticket of APC through Oshibaju, he had gone online and he had that. So he was backing Oshibaju against Tinubu. And Tinubu said, when you want to contest election, you couldn't campaign in the state. It was me that actually made it happen for you to campaign in Ogun State. Oshibaju cannot make you to campaign in Ogun, cannot make it possible to campaign in Ogun State. Now, I want your support. You are not giving Oshibaju that cannot even protect you, give you the platform to compete in Ogun State. So that's why I said, Emilio Khan, now I have supported you. It is now for you to support me. Yeah, that's why I said, look at this one. He cannot be governor beside me, if not for me. That's why I said that.
George, we just dived into Ogun State and the politicking playing out there. But something led to that. Initially, we were talking about, is Nigeria heading to a one-party state? Obafemi described one-party state, what it meant. But it's a literal term we're using, not really in that way of a one-party state. Because we have INEC recognizing Wike's own PDP leadership. INEC has just recognized the young man, the chairman there, Abdurram something. And we also see ADC chairman's daughter becoming one of the leadership campaign officer for APC. So, I mean, these are really strange things there. Anyway, George, what do you have to say about all of this?
There was a time when Nigeria used to obey the law. When we used to follow the constitution. But we've come to the point right now where anything goes. And that's what you're seeing. You see, because what is happening is, originally we used to be afraid to go outside of the box of what you call the law or the spectrum of the law. Number one, when there are no ideological differences between each party, it's easy for them to jump from one party to another because they all think the same. It's just a fraternity, whether we like it or not. So when you're talking about the one-party system, everybody's running for survival. So now, if you feel like you're a minority, and then being a minority that you might be, just lose it all. The only safety valve you have is to join the major party. It happened during PDP. Everybody is starting their own. So when it comes to the federal things that are happening right now, the federal parties that are happening, you're beginning to see that there are, the line is so thin. It's so thin and so vague now that it doesn't even make any sense. It don't matter. There was something that came out. I think you posted it, where people in Rivers, one part was supporting PDP, another part was supporting APC, and they were all together just having fun because of
Yes.
the former
Wike.
governor of Wike. So these things is laughable. Honestly speaking, it's laughable. But what are you going to do about that? So people are running scared. They gotta join a place where they know they're gonna, be able to at least get safety. And that's what you're seeing here. Well, Nigeria is not a one-party system. We have we have hundreds of parties. But
Okay.
what is happening is people are running for their own safety to make sure that they continue. So
All
what
right.
are you going to do
Running
about
for
that?
their own safety.
But
Make
you
sure
know
they
what?
continue.
You see, one of
Sam?
the major things we really need to ask is,
Mhm.
are we really obeying the Constitution when it comes to jumping from one party to another? You see,
Okay.
that line became vague with what happened in the River State, and it became vague also with everybody just clamoring to want to join to go to where they know that safety is there. If I join APC, whatever I do, I might just stay cool because the ruling party. It happened with PDP to a degree, but now it's all walls. The wall of Jericho, political Jericho, is already falling. So people are just easily walking across the line, whether they like it or not. That's what you're seeing. It's very
Walking
unfortunate.
across the line.
It's
Very,
very
very
unfortunate.
unfortunate. All right, gentlemen. Let's move on. Viewers, we are discussing like brothers, where it's beautiful out here. SSM News Echoes, Monday Between the Lines. Let's talk about this very intriguing story that came during the weekend. We all know the late banker Herbert Wigwe, and the UK government came out with
106. 106.
sorry, mansions and properties connected to him. This is serious. Dr. Femi, give us the story first. You from that end.
There are 106 properties, flats, houses, mansions, and whatever you call it, mansionettes, as to say, documented in his name. And his name in his trust. He has a trust. It wasn't personal names, it was trust, and he put all this in there. The man and the papers were correctly documented. What happened was that the government of the United Kingdom made a new law in January that all properties of people that do not reside in the United Kingdom must be registered. So many people who are properties here, they are passed, and the houses are managed by estate agent. The money is sent abroad, or the money is managed and put in an account for them. All those properties had to be publicly registered. It was that process that exposed Ezekiel
Wigwe.
and
Wigwe.
No. The son that is in court in Nigeria, Ezekiel.
Yes.
It was that process that exposed him, because the house they bought was bought in a fake name. But there was no documentation to it. So when they want to document it, they want to document in his name. And that was how they want to forge documents to put that into his name into it, and they got caught in the web. So those documents, back to Wigwe. Wigwe's documents were genuine. 106 properties scattered all over the United Kingdom in his trust concerning him. Now, going back to where this money comes from, this is not nothing. There's no magic to it. Was forex. Forex deals. So it comes down to this law and this policy of the government of Nigeria that there should be parallel markets, and that there should be one market, one one single market that is not floated or by support of subsidy. What happened was that in those days, dollars and pounds were taken out at 113 pounds to one. They will go and sell it at 300 to one, and people say, "Oh, I got it easily, 300 to one." The subsidy of that over 200 naira on it is made by bankers. So bankers were smiling to the bank. So they will bring it out, go and give it to Malams. Malam will give them their share. They will smile to where they were collecting billions on this, and they were investing it. Weekday built his university. He had so much money, he built a university. He built an automated house that it used some time for the people to be able to open doors, because they were put in his name, and it is in the name and the wife's name and in their face recognition. A lot of places could not be opened because that was what the technology of the house they built. He had everything in the house. So now these are the kind of what bankers were making. Fortunately, Wigwe died. A lot of them are still living and existing in Nigeria. And they are rolling in billions made from the subsidy. Naira was subsidized. And when you say Naira was subsidized, oil money was used to subsidize Naira.
Yes, oil money.
Now today, Naira has found its value. The value of Naira. That's why the change are dying. Because everybody, I can go, I will buy Naira like the number, everybody will buy Naira. Before, it is only for the rich I will get the Naira. And the Naira, the amount they take it, I would have to give it go to Mola. When they release 200, when they get $1 billion Naira from $1 billion from World Bank loan for ammunition, what do you think they use the money for? They put it in Forex. They use it for Forex. Imagine how many billions of Naira that will run. It will run to trillions of Naira. Free money, freebie for people in the banking industry. So that was what was running. And that was where they made those money from. Now today is no more. The properties are in the hands of British government. Unfortunately, then his next of kin died in that flight. His next of kin to those property died in that flight. Only God knows what will happen with those properties now.
Well, I think they're going to use legal system to see if they can get the properties back. But you see, this is one of those things that we can talk about, because when we are, Emefiele is in facing charges today. Emefiele was able to amass so much money that he wanted to run for the presidency of Nigeria. Now, you see, this is one of Asiwaju's what I will call one of his accomplishments. Because if he had announced that they wanted to change change this particular system where people, especially the Northerners, used to make billions when it comes to black market and all those, they would have forced him to stop it. They would have put pressure on him. But sometimes we don't understand the reason why sometimes you gotta do something like blatantly without even saying anything. You just do it. Because these people knew. You knew what was going on. He knew all the corruption that was going on. Therefore, he did not want anybody to try to put pressure on him. The rich people, don't do that, don't do that. You're going to destroy our industry. But he came out and he said it and he did it. This is one of his accomplishments. We might be suffering a little bit today, but in the future, you will see the benefit of what he has done when it comes to this monetary exchange, and that is really kind of aching us a little bit right now. But it's almost like when you are constructing a road, and the place is a little bumpy. When you're driving, it's not very pleasant. But when after they finish the construction, you will drive smoothly. That's part of the reason why we're saying, hey, listen, people in Nigeria, be patient because something is forthcoming. When eventually all these things balances out, we will see the benefit coming to us. You know, no, it is very, very important because we were talking about before. Why is it that many Northerners are not in line with just going out there and wiping all these people out? Got to look at it from their own standpoint. Most of the times, these are their sons and daughters who have gone haywire. And then what is happening is, if you want to untie all of them, many mothers will become motherless. Many daddies will become, childless. Many daddies will be there without
Femi, are you there?
So what is happening is they are trying to make sure that they will find a way to rehabilitate these people, to bring them back into the society again. But they are criminals. They are killing people. So we are stuck in a rock and a hard place. We don't know which way to go because the Northerners, if you destroy most of these people, the reason why they want to bring them through rehabilitation and give them wives is so that politically they will be up there against the South. So that's why I can see that many of them might be quietly sympathetic towards that cause.
Judge,
I don't
always say this. But Judge, one other thing we could look into in this aspect, you're coming back to the security issue, is Nigerian, Dr. Femi, Nigerian army, Nigerian military should also increase the recruit more soldiers, more military men. We need more of them. We can't be talking about this whole thing with this few number of military men we have. I mean, it's an aspect to look into. Increase.
Can I ask a question before that he answers that? Okay. How many? What is the population of our military men? Do you all know? Because I haven't checked.
We could check that up.
Because I'm thinking that I don't think is the number of soldiers that we have is the problem. I think what it is listen to this though. I think what it is this. When you have a lot of soldiers that are from the north, and they are considering some of these terrorists, Islamic terrorists, to be their brothers, it's always very difficult for them to openly come out and say, let's kill them all. They got to find some kind of way. They're sympathetic towards them.
No. Wrong.
Go ahead. Show us. Okay.
Now, please. Let us be fair on this military, Nigerian military. Let us be fair. How can you say somebody is sympathetic to a group of people who kill your mates? How can you say people are sympathetic to that? Think about it. Just think about it. Sympathetic to who? The people that goes to the NDA to go and kill people in NDA, the people that kidnap an Hausa general and kill him online, you say they are sympathetic. What is happening in Nigeria is what you have known. Stop doing this to Nigeria, please. What happened in Nigeria? One, we don't have enough military men, boots on the ground. Secondly, the army is doing what the work of the police. When the army is doing the work of police and army together, because our police is not properly equipped and properly trained to do what they're supposed to. When the army sweeps, the police are supposed to take over those areas. So the army is now doing most of the places. Now, let me ask you a question. Go and research this. Between 2010 and today, how many military formations have been put in many states? Almost every state now almost have about 5-6 military formations, especially in the north. Why? They don't have. You used to have cantonment in one that was serve or your Ogundo in the past. That's the used to. But now every state have about 3-4 states in each state. Why? Because the police is not effective. So don't just say the military is sympathetic to this. The military is not sympathetic. These people are killing the soldiers. You are saying that they're sympathetic. They are not sympathetic to soldiers who are killing them. And let me tell you, there's something called esprit de corps in Nigerian army. Anybody that their parents have served in Nigerian army before can tell you this. Please, don't insult these people. They have esprit de corps. If you are an Igbo man, you are in the army, you will be speaking Hausa. They will teach you how to speak Hausa, and they will defend you to the core. They may have coup and they may have coup and they have issues in the coup. And when they have the issue in the coup, when they take over the government, you will find Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba in government. They will be friends. Look at what happened to El Rufai. Look at a lot of them that they are fighting. Look at them. Are they not at the funeral of his mom? It goes beyond that. But when it comes to military, the military has what is called esprit de corps. They don't do those things to each other. They don't. The problem is that they don't have enough boots on the ground. Secondly, the people who are fighting don't want to come back. The people who are fighting they are fighting ideological war. They are demons. They don't want to come back home. They want to die at the war. So you are dealing with people that don't want to come back. Daddy Gio used to say something that the greatest person you want to fight with is someone that doesn't want to go back home. You want to go back home, he doesn't want to go back.
Femi, you put this so strong and well. Thank you. Nigerian army is 231,000 personnel. Nigerian military. That's
so more than a quarter of a million.
Look at our land space.
It's not up to a million.
Okay, no, a quarter of a million, more than quarter of a million soldiers.
Okay. So, but we need to.
Okay, listen to this.
We need to.
Okay. Yes, more than likely we need to increase it to 500,000 soldiers. Okay.
At least.
But why is it that most of these places where they are, where the insurgency is so high, we don't have boots on the ground right away? But when there is a political discourse in a state, all of a sudden you see many soldiers all over the place. They flooded the River State. When I was in Nigeria just a few months ago, I saw soldiers all on the road. I'm like, whoa. I mean, you stop. So what I'm saying is this. There gotta be something, somehow, somewhere, where something is not correct, that is not being done the way it's supposed to. Because number one, what do you need soldiers in Lagos for? You don't need soldiers there. There is no emergency in that place. Most of the southern, states, they don't need soldiers there, But the places that are in such a dire situation is where you need those soldiers. Are you telling me that the number of soldiers we have right now are not enough to occupy some of these places to fight?
They are not. It's not enough.
Okay.
It's not enough.
Zambisa forest alone. Zambisa forest alone is almost like a country. Do you know? Let me tell you so. Let me bust your bubble. Do you know that this Iran-American war, this war, America has sent in 105,000 troops. 105,000 troops. So the boots on the ground, just to one place. Nigeria don't have. Yes,
the Iranians are saying they are going on guerrilla warfare soon.
The Americans listen. No, let us go to this Iraq-Iran war. The people, Iran is an occupied nation. Yeah, the people running Iran are terrorists, terrorizing the people of Iran. Yeah. The Islamist organization in Iran, I have colleagues who are Iranians who says the people run their government are foreigners.
No, but terrorizing them for 48 years now.
For 48 years. 48 years. It's like Boko Haram taking over government of Nigeria.
Okay.
And then they are killing Nigerians.
To do update on the Middle East war, George, you heard what happened to, when you think you're the toughest guy in the building and somebody comes and makes you look like a baby, it's very, it can drive you crazy. So there's the news of the FBI director, Kesh, his email being hijacked.
They hijacked his email and brought some pictures of him and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, all kind of crazy.
That is so sad, though. That is so sad, because, oh my God. This is such a deplorable, despicable act, on the FBI. For their this thing to be able to be hacked into, whoa! I am telling you, it's not a joke.
These guys are strong. Then
a joke.
Well, it's linked to the Iranian hackers. It's linked to a group of hackers. I know those guys. They call them the Handala team, and they are.
Do you know the people working with them?
The Russians.
Russians.
The Russians.
Russians for sure. Yes.
The Russians
So
are working with them.
Viewers, this is what we're talking about. Update on the crisis. They hacked into the FBI director's email. That shows some weak link there, and they were able to get out a lot of information. The FBI has said that they've confirmed that it's true that they are offering $10 million for anybody that can help them get to who did this information on the Handala hack team. So this is it. Gentlemen, it's been beautiful. We've been here discussing like we're not even on air because we got carried away. But thank you. Dr. Femi, what do you have to say before we go?
I want to congratulate the leadership of my party. We had the convention during the week.
Yes.
The weekend, and it was very successful, very smooth sail. And also PDP had theirs as well. Yeah, they have their own convention.
But what is those things of people being tear gassed and people complaining?
People were not being tear gassed. It was an incident outside the event. It was an incident outside the event, and it had to do with something that was within some set of people who were having a melee outside it. So I've investigated that it wasn't.
But there is also so much coming out. There is a talk of some people were put in pavilions, they stand that were far from what was happening, the event center. So they had to complain, and
everybody will complain about anything. It has nothing to do with it. By the time the convention took place and it ended, it was peaceful. It was after the convention. Anything that happened there was much after the convention. It was not during the convention. It was not where the president had his speech. When the president had his speech, everybody was already seated. And when he had his speech and he left, everybody was seated. It was after the incident happened. And those people were coming and they were almost going to the skirmish, and it was sorted out. So we are Nigerians. We are Nigerians. When we want to travel, we queue on the air at Heathrow. When we get to Lagos, we start pushing each other. We have that. We're inside. We want to come out of the plane. We'll be pushing each other. Meanwhile, we queued.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. Orderly when we go to the same plane, and somebody at the back of the plane wants to get out before someone in the front of the plane. That's the Nigerian in us. So when the air breathes into our face, into our brain, we start acting otherwise. So people who acting otherwise, we are Nigerians. And people misbehave in that place, and they were Nigerians, and whatever happened there was after the convention, not before.
Okay. We are happy you had that. I actually liked the president's speech, and he said some really good things there. George, what do you have to say before we go?
Well, I want to wish our president a happy birthday, and I want to congratulate IPC for a successful convention that just took place, and I'm praying for the president and his family, that God will continue to grant them wisdom, on all the governors in the state and their families also, and all the leadership in the Senate and in the House, both the state and the federal. God will continue to guide us, lead us, direct us, and protect our country, Nigeria, and bring that prosperity that we have been dreaming about. The paradise that we want in these 4 years will come to us after APC sweeps again this election.
But guys, also ADC had Kwankwaso. You know Kwankwaso is big fish too. And now he's with us. He's with ADC.
Yeah, Kwankwaso left his NNMPC or whatever they call it.
Yeah, no, they are merging. They are merging.
So what they're trying to do is to bring a collaboration between Kwankwaso and Obi, and the possibility of that nomination going right there between the North and the South. So that's what I'm looking at that they're trying to do. But who knows? But I keep on saying, if Atiku does emerge as the nominee, the one that is nominated for ADC, we just need to. Anyway, let me just keep my comments to myself for now. But
all right.
So
gentlemen, thank you. Nigeria, beautiful.
God bless our country.
We took you from your lunch and made you join the stream, but
no problem.
Nice. And the great man, Dr. Olufemi, thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother.
By the way, something big is coming soon. Something huge, bigger than Nigeria, is coming soon. And I will announce it very, very soon. Okay? You know, you're talking about it's big, it's huge, and it's going to sweep our country in such a beautiful way, you know, that everybody will be salivating. So you just wait for it. When it is ready, I will bring it on this place and then we'll talk about it.
Amen.
Nice.
Yes.
Viewers, thank you all for staying. No break, nothing. We went straight on talking because it was fun. So till we come again on Wednesday, have a beautiful week start. God bless you.
God bless you.